an entertainer and I make music for people who can't afford therapy is the big one I do, is music for people who can't afford therapy. We're like an alternative scum pop band.
The SHIEWE saying to be cringe is to be free. I think we want everyone to be free, but I think there's a sort of special place for anybody who has felt like an outsider.
I think if you came into one of our shows for the first time, I'd want you to feel comfortable and safe. That's why I always try to make sure that I focus on accessibility at our shows. I bring free earplugs to every show because concerts are just too dang loud for me. And I try to live stream our shows whenever I can as well. Just because some people can't go out to shows all the time, or, they have anxiety, they don't want to, and they just sort of want to catch the vibe before they go out and see one.
The costumes and the themes for each show really add to that, and it gives people an opportunity to kind of be creative and also identify who might also be a SHIEWE fan because they're also wearing clown makeup or whatever the case may be.
If I'm on stage, I sort of just feel like an elevated version of myself off of stage. In a sense, the same way you'd sort of be like acting, in a theater production, you'd be more dramatic with things, you'd be more emotive.
At school, I'm like a totally different person, but I'm just there for school and I leave. But then every other aspect of my life, especially performing music, super extroverted, totally different than what people know me as at school.
When I'm on stage, I'm such a cool cat and everybody likes me for some reason. And I'm just really confident when I'm in SHIEWE.
Take care of each other. Please welcome SHIEWE!
With Snaggletooth, which is the last EP that we put out, with the time that we had to make that one, I really had to buckle down and figure out what I wanted people to feel. And the stuff that people really vibed with locally was the angry stuff. It was stuff that made people get a little ticked off and made me get a little ticked off. And honestly, it was way more fun to perform that than sad things.
We've been SHIEWE, you've been a delight. Don't be shy, come say hi and stick around for the rest.
Personally, I don't feel seen, but not in a bad way. I feel a little bit like a background character, there's a little wall between me and the audience. I don't know, I feel like the pressure is off me, which I like, because when I do my solo performance, all the attention is on me and I'm like, no. I like the fact that in SHIEWE I could just hang out in the background and dance. And people will look at me, but not as much, I think. I hope.
I feel like sometimes when I'm on stage, I sort of feel compelled to prove myself in a sense, right? And I think it's easy to get into this mentality, you see so many other bands, online, you've listened to all these other bands, and I feel like I want to live up to certain preconceived notions, about playing live, and I think the number one way that I can get into my head sometimes. If I'm gonna make a mistake, it's because I'm worried about how others will perceive me, and I think it's been hard for me to shake that.
I was sort of known as a violinist where I was raised. I moved to Calgary to hopefully pursue a degree in classical violin. When I first moved to town here, I really messed up my hands. They were already kind of messed up from genetics. That, alongside with a super quirky car accident, made my hands kind of useless. From that point onwards, I kind of had to pivot. I had to figure out what I was going to do that didn't involve using my hands to make music, which is not comfortable if that's all you know. When I started doing live shows, I didn't want to show my face. So I put on a ski mask, a neon green ski mask. I really, really relied on that mask to make me feel comfortable so that I could just establish how I felt before anybody had a chance to judge me first. I mean, I think when I wrote FOMO, it sort of changed things for me, where I realized that this could be a thing that I could do and that it felt like I had to. It wasn't an option anymore. think one of my biggest worries with this project is that I'm gonna put in so much work and nothing's gonna come of it. And like, at this point, that's not even true. Like, I can objectively say that what I've done already has done so much. You know, I think that's what makes someone a good artist, is when they always strive for more. But it's really scary sometimes to hear that in the back of your brain, no matter what you do, you're not that satisfied, you know? It's tough, but it's okay. The act of being perceived is a very scary process, you know, having that expectation of being in front of people and being seen is a lot. We are cringe as a band. SHIEWE is cringe. And when you admit that, it kind of takes away all of the pressure. A lot of the times my own personal insecurities kind of fall away when I'm like, well, no, if I'm already saying that I'm cringe, then I don't have to worry about looking bad.
I have extreme anxiety before going on, but I know as soon as after I play that first note, it is extreme confidence. I can't keep overthinking everything. I can't just keep thinking about where my hand's gonna go in every song, because that's not gonna actually happen during the song when we're playing.
You get the practices in, you work with the people, and you learn how to rely on each other, and you learn each other's cues and that kind of nonverbal communication, and it just makes everything so much easier.
When SHIEWE started, it felt as though we were each individual people in our own universes and still going through that first stage of a band that's learning all the music and figuring out chemistry with each other. But that chemistry has really solidified over the years, and it's become this flawless amalgamation of friendship, chemistry, and the fact that we dress in themes that makes us all look like we're part of the same wild party.
Pathetic! Sticky! Icky!
If we go on tour this summer, which it looks like we're going to, you don't want to be stuck in a van with nightmarish people for that long. So for most people, it's two separate things. And you can't really do what you love with people you enjoy. Being able to do that with this group is really something special.
I mean, a big thing that I struggled with before SHIEWE was who the heck I am. I didn't know. I mean, most people don't when they're, fresh out of high school or whatever. And then as I was figuring out who I was, there was this constant pressure from the people around me to not be that, to fit into a different box, to be somebody else. And I had to really figure out if it's worth being around those people or if it's worth it to explore who I am. And this project has given me so much space to just explore who I am. And I like it. I like who I'm becoming.
Hello, SHIEWE Industries. Who am I talking to?
I'm wildly different than I was 4 years ago, and I think Julie was too. I think Julie has become a lot more free and more skilled, confident. I've become more skilled as well, and I'm not saying skilled as in a musician, because I feel like that skill was always there and that always grows. I feel as a stage performer, which is a totally different skill, weirdly enough.
I think there's a lot of parts of FRiEND that are really awesome and cool, and at the same time very, very scary and intimidating. And one of the big ones is being seen.